gentlemen, coming to the stage, one of my pretty much favorite, man. You guys have seen him on many hour specials. You've seen him on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Comedians in Cars with Jerry Seinfeld. But he is here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Regan!
Everybody, how about a nice hand for Pete Corioli? I'm working with Pete, one of the funniest guys around. Thank you all very much for being here. Yes. Well, it was my New Year's resolution to lose 15 pounds this year. Only got 25 pounds to go. I gained 10 pounds just for that joke. I've learned some milestones in putting on a few pounds. There's like moments where you go, hey, that's new. It used to be I would just put on my underwear and that was it. I'd get on with my day. Then you put on a few pounds, you put on your underwear, you bend over, and your waistband flips down. You stand back up, and it flaps back into place. With an awkward little snap. That hurt, and it felt nice. Then you put on a few more pounds, you bend over, your waistband flips down. When you stand back up, it doesn't flap back. Where's the awkward little snap? I just hit a brand new milestone. The other day, I put on my underwear. I didn't even have to bend over. My waistband I'm at the point where I have to ask, is my underwear on? You get some interesting compliments when you put on weight. I had a woman come up to me after a show and she said, "You are so smart to wear vertical stripes." It's awfully cagey how you cloaked an insult. You are so gracious not to show your ugly face in public. I heard TV adds 10 pounds. That's weird. I didn't believe it. Until I was watching this nature show about ants, and I was like, wow! Those things look like they weigh 10.000 pounds. Treadmill stuff, so I play tennis with her, and she beats me every time. And a couple of weeks ago, I beat her for the first time, and I didn't want to say anything, and she didn't say anything. I thought, man, she should say anything. So afterwards, we were putting the rackets in the little racket containers. She said, my husband and I have an announcement to make, and I said, oh, what's that? She said, I'm 5 months pregnant. Just beat a pregnant lady in tennis. Beat the both of you. Hey, we've had some changes in our country since last time I was here. I don't know if anybody saw that blurb in the paper, but I think there's a new president. You see that mentioned in the back of the newspaper? I don't think I've ever been more afraid to bring up a subject in my life. On a political thought they couldn't take the tension. No matter what our president does, somebody's going to be unhappy. Controversy about whether or not we should put boots on the ground and the middies. Some say yes, some say no. I think when you hear that expression, though, boots on the ground, you assume that means soldiers in those boots. I say we drop a bunch of boots on. Plane load after plane load, just keep shoving boots out. They don't know what hit them. What is with all these boots on the ground? Dropping our best boots till they're up to their neck in them. Too many boots on the ground! You try to be evil when you're up to your neck in boots. Speaking of problems, this blew me away. I read that the Israelis and Palestinians are not getting along. On a short vacation, I come back to this! I don't know how they're going to solve their issues. They tried violence, that hasn't worked. Nothing has worked. But you know what they haven't tried? And I think it's worth a shot. They haven't tried a good dad. Because a good dad can solve a problem in 30 seconds. I say we send a good dad over there. What in the hell is going on over here? He started it. No, he started it. I don't care who started it. Not at all. Why are you fighting anyway? This is mine. No, it's mine. How about if it was neither of yours? Would you like that? How about I took it away from both of you? They don't like that. Figure out how to share it. Get a good night's sleep and have a great day tomorrow. If that doesn't work, I have another proposal. They should make a rule that you can no longer answer a question with a question. That's all they do. They just throw questions back and forth. You know, do you think you should have shot rockets? Do you think they should make settlements? Was this before World War II? Who was this? This 1,000 years ago! I didn't realize that was an appropriate reply to a question. I'm going to use that next time a cop pulls me over. Can you tell me why you were going so fast? Can you tell me why you like to eat donuts? Get back to your squad car and let me get on with my day. Hey, this is cool. Kim Jong-un is one of my Facebook friends. He's always liking my stuff. Thanks, Kim Jong-un. You know, I read recently, this is true, Kim Jong-un is considering outlawing sarcasm in North Korea. I wonder if he proposed that to his team and one of his generals said, oh yeah, that'll work. I don't understand North Korea's public relations program. They keep releasing pictures of Kim Jong-un looking through binoculars. Is that supposed to intimidate us? Listen, if you can see your enemy through binoculars, you've already lost. I've been watching these Senate hearings. Man, those things are bizarre. The way they talk to people at that level is so strange. At our level, if we don't like somebody, we say something like, hey, I don't like you. At that level, they're nice for 4 minutes, and on the 5th minute, they kick them in the teeth. First of all, I want to thank you for coming down here and answering our questions. On a personal note, I've had the pleasure of working side by side with you on the Armed Services Committee. know you care a lot about your constituents. I know you've done an admirable job on the new budget bill for the education program. I know you also have done a lot of spearheading in the infrastructure discussions, and that's all. My question is, why do you lie, cheat, and steal? I'd rather watch sports on TV. We've got basketball and hockey happening right now. I like best of sevens. Because then I get to hear my favorite sports reporter question. They ask it after every game, would you consider this a must-win game? Every game. And they always feel like they have to answer yes. Yeah, we must win it. Very important to have momentum and to win the games. We'll have our uniforms on anyway, might as well try. Turn all these lights on, might as well put some effort into this. They feel they have to say, but it's not always the correct answer. It's a math question. It's mathematics. And I wish they would answer it honestly. It's a best of 7, you're down 1-0. Would you consider this a must-win game? No. Well, we can lose tonight. We can lose tomorrow night, too. We don't want to, but that wasn't your question. You asked if it was a must-win, and if you'd ever taken a rudimentary math class. You already know the magic number's 3. When you're down 3, then you must win. Send me a picture for Christmas. If a player makes a good play, he will often jump up and yell, "That's what I'm talking about!" Not good with pressure. Let's say they make a good catch on the sidelines and yell, "That's what I'm talking about!" Well, how do I know? I think they should be required to show the proof. Say they make a good catch and say, "That's what I'm talking about." They should whip out an iPad. In fact, this is me from an interview just last night. And zoom in. In tomorrow's game, it's going to be very important for us to get into field position in the last 2 minutes. It's going to be a close game. The defensive back on me is one of the best players in the league. And it's going to be very challenging the whole game for me to get open. In the last 2 minutes, I'm going to make a nifty little head fake. Get open on the sidelines. The throw will not be good. I'll have to reach out, do everything I can to grab it, and also do what I can to keep my feet in bounds. See? That's what I was You know, it kills me. Post-game press conferences. They still haven't learned that you can put a microphone on the people asking the questions. It drives me up a wall. You have the table, you have the coach or the athlete sitting at the table behind a microphone. So they know about microphones. You're at home watching this waste of time. That was a coaching decision. Three, maybe 4. Definitely. Complete waste of everybody's time. Waste of everybody's time. Waste of everybody's time. So if I was the athlete, I would give ridiculous answers. Nothing makes any sense anyway. Might as well have fun with it. Probably pterodactyls. Makes as much sense as what they do. They do that at police press conferences. When you need to hear what's happening, because something's going down. No one has figured out, you need to mic the people with the questions. It's amazing. You turn on your TV, the police chief's there, he's sweating. You're like, what's happening? It's what you're taking in at home. We don't know how they're escaping. Nunchucks and flamethrowers. Yes, we think they're hiding in that neighborhood. I'm getting out of thin air and watch the press conference. So you will get at it. Like baseball, got baseball happening right now. Weird traditions in baseball. Why do baseball coaches wear uniforms? That's silly. Especially the ones who have put on a few pounds, sitting in the dugout, pinstripes this far apart. Looks like somebody made a jailbreak out of his car. I think I might pinch one today. Pinch Donald. I like the home plate umpire job. Very important job. They call balls and strikes, which I think are equally important. So why is the reaction to each so markedly different? When it's a strike, they let everybody know. But when it's a ball, sometimes an umpire don't do nothing. I'd feel bad if I was a pitcher and I put all kinds of effort into my pitch, and an umpire just went. Waste my time with this kind of umpire. But then when it's a strike. Are you open to suggestions? Why not split the difference in those reactions? Because when it was a ball, I didn't know anything had even transpired. And when it was a strike, I thought your chest might explode. A hard job. A lot of close plays at the plate. That's why I think the home plate umpire should be allowed one shrug per game. Use it whenever you need it. I don't know, a cloud of dust and a hearty high ho. What do you want from me? You guys saw something there you didn't see? Well, I don't know why players argue with umpires. Every game, you'll see a player argue with an umpire. And I've never seen an umpire change his mind, ever. So why would you waste your time? Has anyone ever seen that work? Like a guy sliding at home, you're out! You're crazy, man! You missed the tag! I had my hand! Okay, stay! I don't like conflict, man. Go ahead, give him a run. It's okay, I didn't know about the yelling. My dad was a Little League baseball coach growing up, and my older brother Pat, he struck out every time. And my dad took, after a game, he said, next game, I'm going to give you a quarter every time you swing the bat. I don't care if you don't get any hits, get a quarter every time you swing the bat. The next game, my brother went forceful. It's not a joke. Wish I hadn't thrown in at this point. I want you saying this at a comedy contest. My mom and dad are wonderful. They're both still around. My dad's funny. He's been funny his whole life. He has a weird sense of humor. Very dry, yet silly at the same time. He says silly, nonsensical things with a straight face. If you laugh, great. If you don't laugh, he enjoys that more. He says things like, "Bitterly on Bambuewe." Actual thing he says makes no sense. Be in a restaurant, the waitress goes, "You want appetizers before dinner?" "Bitterly on Bambuewe." What are you doing, Dad? "I'm having fun." How's that fun for her? Another thing he would say, "Pick it bang." Means nothing. Especially to the cop that pulled us over. Came back from some family picnic. "Can I see your license and registration, sir?" Pick it bang. We're in the back of the station wagon. "Daddy's going to jail." We love that about him. We still do. But now he's at a time in his life where they're trying to figure out what level of care he needs. And this is how he's talking. Medical professional. It's getting murky. I was in the room with him, and the doctor walked in and said, "How you feeling, Walt?" And he said, "Bitterly on Bambuewe." I had to be the interpreter all of a sudden. "Oh, that's fantastic." He's doing great. He wouldn't say that unless he was doing great. The doctor's looking at me like, "Yeah, okay. You been taking your medications, Walt?" Pick it back. You know he's taking it. You would never say that unless it was on meds. I tried to call him the other day. My sister was with me, so I called her phone. I said, "Put Dad on FaceTime. It might be easier to talk to him that way." And I hear her say, "Brian wants to talk to you on FaceTime." And I hear him say, "What is FaceTime?" Sorry, off the rails. So she gives him the phone. He doesn't know there's a camera in there. He's just whipping it all over his face. His face sit by it. "Stop moving the phone! Stop moving! Aim it in one place! Aim it in one place!" And he aims it at the corner of his room. For audio reasons. "Can you hear me now?" "I always couldn't hear you, Dad. There's a camera. Aim it at your face." So he sort of does it. He doesn't know where to look or anything. It's like two unfocused eyes. An alligator coming out of a swamp at a 45-degree angle. "Hey, Dad, this is Brian." "Who is this?" "Brian, who am I talking to?" I felt bad until he asked, "Who's that in the square up in the corner?" "That's you, Dad." "It's only in the corner, look at us!" Bob Rogers is watching us through space now. My dad likes that awkward moment in time, but not everybody gets it. I've never been comfortable with that. To give you an example, a couple years ago we had a family reunion. I drove my dad to the restaurant where we were all meeting. We got out of the car, we're walking in. My dad's an older man, he doesn't walk very well, he's shuffling along. I said, "You need help, Dad?" He goes, "No, I think I got it." I said, "All right, right next to you if you need me." The hostess looks out, sees my dad shuffling along. She runs out and says, "You need help, sir?" And he said, "I asked my own son for help," and he said no. Nothing to her. He was joking. Yeah, okay. My mom is funny too. She's funny in a quirky way. My mom and dad sat me down when I was a little kid, and my mom said, "Brian, there's something we need to tell you." And I was like, "Okay." And my mom goes, "We just want you to know that we named you after Thomas Jefferson." in the envelope, like process of elimination. I never won, ever. I know what my kids are doing that I'm not capable of doing, but my son, I'm like, how did you know? He's like, well, when you looked at the one card and put the X, I knew from the previous card that she couldn't have had that because when you did that, never mind, it's already exploding. The only way I can eliminate something from being in the envelope in the game Clue is if somebody puts that card in front of your face. Oh, mustard. I doubt he's in there. Learn something about the game Clue. If you ever show up somewhere and everyone's last name is a color, you might want to get on out of it. Ain't nothing good going down there. Especially if as you're leaving you see a candlestick in the conservatory. Skedaddle. Or place you can have a conservatory. Blow that box. If you ever hear someone say, I believe we should all retire to the conservatory. You know, we got a long drive. You all enjoy the conservatory. We're going to Google that and see what that means. Like the games when I was a kid. Trouble. They put the dice in a bubble because they knew we were stupid. If they weren't in the bubble, we'd lose them for sure. I lost the dice! Oh, they're in a bubble! I lost them again! Oh, they're in a bubble! Such a battle! I'd like to see one of those in Vegas at the craft table. And he needs a new pair of shoes! We played Mousetrap. We played differently than other families. The way we played Mousetrap is we would try to guess how far we would get into the setup process. Before we got frustrated and threw everything back in the Any game that needs a construction mat and blueprint. You know what intrigues me about Mousetrap? Knowing that this conversation had to have taken place at a conversation. Charlie, you have something you want to do? Yeah. I was thinking swingy boots. Bucket with a ball in it. So boot, bucket, ball. Anyway, that's all I got so far. Hold around. Hey, you want to destroy a family? I got a great way to destroy a family. There's a lot of techniques that everybody knows about. Alcoholism, drug abuse, gambling addictions. Those can destroy a family. But those take a while. If you want to destroy a family quickly, break out a game of scattergories. They should call that argument in a box. Game's on a beach. You can't say sandwiches. Why not? I can say sandwiches. You can't say sandwiches. The thing's on a beach. Well, I eat sandwiches when I go to the beach. It doesn't matter. It's not a beach thing, so I'm not going to allow it. Who's allowing you to be the guy who's allowing things? Just be a common sense beach thing, you moron. It's already at the beach when you get there. Something like an umbrella. An umbrella's not at the beach when you get there! Family's destroyed. It's a good holiday game. Break that out during the holidays and rip your family to shreds. Here's something I don't think a parent has ever said. The kids are upstairs playing with all their old Happy Meal toys. I don't think a McDonald's Happy Meal toy has ever made it to sundown. Usually they break after they come out of the cellophane. Oh, it's broken. It's off from the track. Even if you do get it to work, you never want to do it more than once. All right, so what happens? You push this button and it shoots at 4 inches? All right, throw it in the trash. Shut that toy factory. Nobody knows it. Took my kids to Disneyland recently. I love Disneyland. The only thing I love about Disneyland is the other people. You sitting in there? What are they doing? Most people are nice, but an increasing amount of people are not very nice. Twice while we were in line for a ride, the family that was behind us just stepped in front of us. The first time, I didn't even know what to do. I'm like, okay, clearly I don't have all the information. I didn't say anything. I was mad at myself, you know. So the second ride, I was like ready. With my kids, and like, spread out. Swing your hips, swing your hips. Rope to rope, swinging rope to rope. You have to really be careful at the switchback. Hug the post, hug the post, hug the post. If you don't hug the post, the family. Worm people are on the planet. So, you know, I'm ready. We're guarding the territory, and it happened anyway. First, there was the little kids in the family behind us. I just kind of got up in front of my kids. So my heart's starting. So I look back at the mom, thinking maybe that she would say, oh no, we're behind this family and have been for 45 minutes. And instead, the mom came up, what are you kids doing up here? What are you doing up here? I look back at the dad, maybe he's the voice of reason, and he just comes up the other side, and he says, well, I guess we're up here now. That's what you guessed? That's the guess? You take? So, I'm not good at being assertive, but I had to say something. I had to teach my kids to be assertive, and I said, excuse me, we were behind this guy that's in front of you. I said, it's kind of hard not to know he's got a blue mohawk, backgammon pieces in his earlobes. And then else, 45 minutes, and the girl betwixt us. And the dad goes, oh, okay, go ahead, it's that big a deal to you. It is. It's that big a deal to you. I want my family flying around on elephants before your family. It might sound ridiculous to you, but I like the way it makes me feel inside. Paint me like I'm the idiot, you know? I wish I would have handled it differently. I wish right when they would have stepped in front, that I would have just reached into the pockets of his shorts and just pulled out his belongings and just thrown them. As far as I could humanly hurl, and then just grabbed her purse and just whipped it into some distant flower bed, watching Disney receipts slowly descend back in. And then when they looked at me weird, I go, oh, I thought you wanted complete anarchy. Yeah. When you just stepped right in front of us and it clearly roped off line, I thought that was a signal that all semblance of right and wrong was out the window. So, I told you I grew up, I don't know if I told you, I grew up in a big family, 6 boys, 2 girls, 12 parents. If you're from a big family, you might be able to relate to this. Kind of torment your younger brothers and sisters. I'm not encouraging this. I'm saying it's a good thing. I'm saying it's natural. We told our youngest brother, Terry, he's the only one with red hair in our family. So naturally we told him, we found him in a trash pile. Being raised by a cat. Joe, who didn't like Terry when he was born, so Joe moved to Australia. And we would fake phone calls. I'd run across the street and call the house, "It's Joe from Australia!" "Are you seeing kangaroos? You want to talk to Terry?" It's terrible what we did. Terry's okay. We visit him in counseling. Joe doesn't. I went through a breakup recently. People say, "What happened? What led to your breakup? Was it a big issue?" No, depends how you look at it. We couldn't agree on the definition of this exit and next exit. In every other way, we were completely compatible. I was driving, and she said, "Okay, get off at the next exit." So I pulled off. "Why did you get off here?" "I just told you to get off at the next exit." I thought we could get off here and buy a dictionary. Look at words and definitions. So I drop her off at the next exit. We were on our way to meet friends. We were running late. She didn't have her cell phone. I gave her mine. I said, "Text them and tell them we're running late." So on my cell phone, she texted, "We are so excited." 7 O's and so, 9 exclamation points after it said it. Gave me my phone back. I'm like, okay, text them back immediately and make it clear you're the one texting them. Why? Because I don't want them thinking something happened to my personality. I would never write a text like that. When I write so, it's S-O, and I stop there because of the spelling of so. I'm very judicious with my exclamation points. In fact, the only time I will ever use one in a text is if it is about a bomb. If the text is, "You should run because there's a bomb." Yeah, exclamation. It doesn't belong anywhere in a text about us meeting an Outback. I can't believe we're I don't know how to ask women out smoothly. I don't know how to do it. I try. You know, up here it starts out kind of smooth, but once it hits the delivery system, something changes. Up here it's like shaken, not stirred. Comes out, "Want to go to a hood man?" You ever watch somebody ask someone out in a movie, in the movies? It always goes down so smoothly. Like that dinner on Saturday. I'll pick you up at 8. "Hey, you're leaving too soon. You have to exchange more information." How's it going? I tried it like that. It didn't work out quite as smoothly. Like that dinner on Saturday. I would like that, but I can't Saturday because my sister is coming into town on Saturday morning, and she and I already had plans to go out Saturday night, but we could go out on Friday. Why don't we have dinner on Friday? "Oh, I'll pick you up at 8. No, 8 o'clock won't work because I'm having an office party that evening. That's going to be over at like 8:30 or 9. We have a late dinner on Friday night. How about a 10 o'clock dinner on Friday evening? I'll pick you up at 9:30. Don't you need to know where I live? I do need that information. I live out in Jefferson Township, but if you take Route 27 to get there, you're not going to be able to take that all the way into the township because they're doing construction for the last 3 miles. If you get about 3 miles out, you're going got to shoot over and pick up a road. It's called Elm Meadow Lane. It's not marked very well, especially when it's coming from 27. You don't want to go past it because you won't find it at all. Take Elm Meadow Lane, the final 3 miles. So you'll be coming into the township from the west. Normally you'll be taking 27. When you enter the township, you're going to see Alhambra Apartments on the right. You can't park in the front of the building because they're doing water treatment out there. It was supposed to be completed 3 months ago. Nobody's getting any answers. Everybody's very frustrated. Try to park it where you can. I'll meet you up front, and I should tell you I'm gluten-free. I need a scrap piece of paper. So now I'm dating 3 different women. I don't want them knowing about each other, but fellas, you gotta keep their names straight. It's hard, because their names are Andrea, Andrea, and Andrea. So, anyway. I grew up in a big family. One time, we just had a family reunion. We were telling this story. It's a true story. When we were kids, my mom and dad let the 4 oldest boys take the station wagon to go bowling. We had to have the car back at 9 o'clock at night. Mike is our oldest brother, except for Joe. Oldest main brother. There's Mike, he's like 17, and then there's Pat and Dennis, and then me. I was like 9 at the time. I was in the back of the station wagon. I'd never been out without mom or dad at night. And Mike was concerned because we were supposed to have the car back. He's like, I told mom and dad we'd be back at 9 and we're running late. Someone else I could contribute. You do your best under the circumstances. I'm like, no, man, you're making me worried. And I was like, is that a moon? And he was worried, and I'm in the back, and I said to him, Mike, I don't know how to tell you this. I know you want to get back quickly, but I have to pee. He goes, well, that's tough, ain't it, Brian? Yeah. Never got the reaction out of mom or dad. We got a new driver here. Mike, I'm serious, I have to pee. And he goes, deal with it. Deal with it, Brian. Okay. Mike, I'm having trouble dealing with it. Is there a backup plan? So I swear, he goes, pee out the back window. Pee out the back window, Brian. And my other 2 brothers go, we'll hold them. Instead of talking them out of this ludicrous idea, they think it's worth a shot. So Operation Pee Out the back. I get on my knees in the back of the station wagon. Mike's driving like a bat out of hell. And Pat and Dennis grab onto my belt loops. There's a secure connection. So we all start moving our way back to the back window. 3-headed blob. All of a sudden I hear that dreaded Now when we start this process, there are no cars behind us. And then hang on, I get out, up over the tailgate. Now we're leading a convoy. My brothers won't pull me back up. So I start peeing. This guy puts on his windshield light. Now, I don't know if you've ever peed out of a It don't go that way. It starts that way, a stream, and it comes back a storm front. This weird arrows down in the nightmare. El Nino for El Nino. And I'm not just peeing on me, I'm peeing on the pack. I'm peeing on the back of Mike's head. Scariest thing I would ever do in my life. And then about a month ago, I went for a ride on a motorcycle. Never wanted to get in a motorcycle, never had any car, never used a motorcycle. I was at a picnic with a bunch of people, and this guy was talking about his motorcycle. So, you know, and he goes, you should go for a ride with me sometime on a motorcycle. You know when people like invite you to do stuff like that, and you know it's never going to happen, you're going to say yes. People go, well, we should go on a raft ride down the Amazon River. And you comfortably go, yeah, we should. So I said, yeah, man, that'd be fun to ride on a motorcycle. So he said, all right, let's go. And he turned and started walking in the parking lot, and I'm like, what? We got the motorcycle here, let's go for a ride. And everybody else going, all right, Ron's gonna go for a ride on a motorcycle. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I had to go over there, and he gets on this motorcycle. Hop on. Okay, hop. I can't even remember if I've ever hopped. I'm not in shape. Here comes Peter. Walking down the Harley Trail. Wow. I don't even know how to get on the thing. I'm just like, you have a footstool? You have some type of pulley system? So I finally get behind him. And I'm thinking, I don't know, there's no back bar. So I'm like, I don't know how this works. So I put my arms around him. He's like, whoa. No, that ain't happening. So you joking? Oh, you're joking. All right, you're a comedian. I'm like, yeah, I'm joking. Like, you know you got little handles by your seat. I'm like, yeah, no, that. And I look, and there's these two little handles, this big, right underneath the seat. Like, are you kidding me? You're not allowed to be in a car without being all shoulder harnessed in. But they'll let you sit in the back of a motorcycle like this. Good luck! So he tears off, and I'm like, wah! Use every ounce of gut muscle I have to work my way back up. He starts herking and jerking, and our helmet started clicking. Click, 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 click. What are you doing? That's Morse code for stop! Instead of stopping, he guns the gas. I go, wow! And so far back, my underwear flap flipped up. Regan, choreography. A whole hour or whatever, make sure you check it out. I think somebody put a nice note up here for me earlier. Who did? It's you? What's your name? I'm getting my face wrong. Sorry, what's your name? Lloyd? How you doing, Lloyd? Thanks for coming to the show. I'm sorry. Floyd, I'm sorry. Here, Phil. Thanks for being here, Floyd. Got a nice little picture here. Is that of me? Wow. Look at that. I got my contacts in, so I can't read what it says. I hope it doesn't say, this is the worst comedian in the history of the United States, and I need him to know that. So, it's very sweet of you, buddy. Thank you very much, man. Please give us all a round of applause. Right. Well, I'm just trying to get through life without looking like an idiot. It's not working out too good. It's not working out good too well. I was in, you gotta get city names right. I was in Spokane, Washington recently, and I was backstage before the show. Spokane, not Spokane. I didn't know. I was backstage before the show, and the guy that worked backstage came up and said, "Are you the comedian?" Which made me feel like $1 million. Seriously? Really? If you go out there, don't say Spokane, because the crowd will turn on you. Because they'll feel like you don't care enough about them to know how to pronounce the city name. Make sure you say Spokane. Don't say Spokane, say Spokane. It was nice. A girl on the back doing some Spokane. You know the ultimate in looking like an idiot is when you walk into a spider web? Nobody else thinks that. You see you walking off in the distance, suddenly flipping out for no reason. Just walking along, and all of a sudden, hey, did you see that guy? He just snapped. He was walking along, he just went nuts near the tree. Look, he's still doing it. Is it off? Is it off? Is it off? What is he referring to? I'm not good with names. That's why I like when you go to a function and everybody has to wear a name tag. I like that. But this is not a good place. This is way too far from where you need it. Because then everybody knows you're going for it. You know, so how you doing there? Below my namas. Mr. My namas. Please call me Hilo. I was at a party. There was a guy there whose name I was supposed to know. I didn't know it. But I kept thinking it was Winston. Which is not the kind of name you want to gamble at. It's a big roll of the dice. Hey, Winston! Beth! Such a long half never really know. So I grabbed another friend of mine at the party who I didn't know, and I said, I have a weird assignment for you. Just for a second, I want you to pretend like your name is Winston. And you see that guy there? I want you to walk to the other side of that guy in a straight line beyond him. So I'm just looking in one place, you know? And I'm going to go, hey, Winston! And if the guy in the middle goes, yeah? Then you just walk away. Your assignment is complete at that point. And if the guy in the middle looks like he's confused and need you to go, yeah? And then I'll talk to you again, I guess. My friend is like, you're the twistiest guy ever. Let's do this. He walks to the other side of the guy, and I go, hey, guy in the middle looks at me like he's confused. So I look at my friend and he says, "My name's Winston." Terrific! I was looking for any random Winston. "Your name's Winston, come on over here." I'm in the mood to speak with a Winston. In a little while, I'll be wanting to speak with a Gwendolyn. If that's your name, get ready, I'll be making the announcement shortly. Always put my foot in my mouth. All you gotta do is think for half a second before you say things. I don't have that kind of time. I met this woman recently. I could have sworn she was pregnant. You weren't all there to help me. I know now the rule is don't guess at that ever, 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 ever. But at the time I didn't have enough evers memorized. So I said, "Hey, when's that baby you do?" It's too late to stop it. You're like, it comes out and louder for some reason. It comes out, "Baby!" What baby? At the zoo, the pandas. And they were trying to have one. So they say hello and start talking about that. Fucking zoo pandas. Congo and Linglong. How are they? Feeling okay? Have you ever guessed somebody's gender wrong? There's no recovery from that. Just gotta move on. There's no wriggling out of that one. "Hey, excuse me, sir?" "Ma'am." "Okay." "Hey, bye. That person."